Hey, what does these signs mean? Give Goldstein to lab research.
Mark Goldstein is the main person that is involved in Hannibal's death.
And who is Hannibal?
Hannibal is the elephant that was maliciously killed here.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I heard there's been a problem with elephants.
This is the third elephant within a decade that has been killed at the hands of the LA Zoo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And also the monkeys are being let out and run around also.
Okay, tell me specifically what the problem has been with the elephants.
Okay, the last elephant, Hannibal, had been given the dose of tranquilizer that killed him twice before this time. Each time it was near death. The last time around, of course, we know that Hannibal didn't rise and he died. They tried to give him another drug to counteract it, and it didn't work.
So Hannibal was a 14, 15-year-old elephant?
16-year-old bull elephant.
Now that's a child. Okay, elephants have a lifespan of 60 to 65 years old.
Right.
So really what they call Hannibal troublesome and rowdy. What he was is a kid growing up, and he's outgrown this place. So they said they were going to transfer him to a hellhole in Mexico. What they didn't want to take the time or spend the money to make the area bigger, his pen that he had to mill around in. It's a cement, barren, you know.
And also he got out a few times.
Get out?
He got out of his cage a few times. He broke down a few of the restrainings, and he was called, quote-unquote, a troublemaker there.
He's a troublemaking elephant.
That's right.
Now, wait a minute. An elephant is an elephant.
There you
They
got
do what
it.
elephants do.
Right. Especially
How
a
can
bull
they be
one.
troublemakers?
Especially a bull one.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, one thing elephants don't do is think, okay, how can I make trouble today?
Well, that's what it was. Troublemakers. That's what they're calling
Okay,
it.
They deem him.
And
They said he was a bad elephant.
And he was given way overdose of the tranquilizer.
So they decided to move him. But elephants really,
And
they're
he
supposed
died
to
on
move
his
by,
knees.
they're supposed to move around in Africa and Asia, right?
Right.
They're really not
Not here at
supposed
the LA Zoo.
Right.
Right.
You know.
And
But what about the people that say, well, you know, they've been moving elephants in circuses for hundreds of years on trains?
not in
and
crates.
But who says that's right? They're chained 16 hours of the day most of the time in one area at a circus. They're not allowed to move around. Look at what happened to Kelly, the elephant over in Florida. Made to give children rides for $2. It went berserk. Another bull elephant went berserk, went crazy, and they ended up shooting him 47 times.
I'm Cassandra Peterson, who plays Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This is a statement by Michael Blake, who wrote Dances with Wolves, and he's unable to be here today because he's in Arizona. When I think of Hannibal's last hours, a piece of me wants to die with him. If there is to be any hope for our society, we must change our attitudes immediately. We must change our attitudes toward animals. We must stop exploiting them in captivity, and we must stop making war on them in the wild. The Los Angeles Zoo is no different than most zoos in our country. The Los Angeles Zoo knows how to exhibit animals, but is incompetent in caring for them. I don't believe we can ask the Los Angeles Zoo for action. Its action has already been taken. Its action is dead in a truck. The real question is what action will be taken by those of you gathered here today. Will you return home after this rally feeling that you have done all that can be done? Will you return home dreading the next dying, the next atrocity, the next tragedy, the next Hannibal? I ask you to ask yourselves, how many more Hannibals will we have to tolerate? My own heart is on the ground. It is on the ground for the animals, like this wonderful elephant who are dying all around us. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm proud to say it. My heart bleeds for Hannibal.
Are you going to take pictures of those idiots?
Why are they idiots?
Well, they don't know the situation. We don't have any money for years. We've been trying to get money to fix the elephant procedure. Well, now Glaza and all of us are going to donate, and we're going to immediately do it. But for years, the others, the guy that ran the place before Goldstein, they never did anything. All he did was spend money for nonsense.
So what happened? The elephant that they tried to move died, right?
Well, that happens. That's unfortunate. But
Yeah.
look what they're doing to the whole thing. They're making the zoo look so bad, and we work so hard.
Does this upset you? It seems
Very.
like it's such a great
Terrible.
deal.
That's why I'm here today.
Uh-huh.
Idiots.
But those people, some of those people have the perspective that there shouldn't even be zoos, right?
That's what's, yeah, why shouldn't they? If we weren't saving some of the animals, we have some animals here and little monkeys that if we didn't take care of them, your children would never see them.
Uh-huh.
Am I right? If we didn't, they're against the zoo. Your grandchildren would never see some of the animals we're raising.
Right.
What's your name? I'm Ann.
I'm Jerry.
Are you from the zoo?
Yes, I'm the administrator.
How come I haven't seen you before? I'm here 3 times a week for 20 years.
So, what's going to happen, ma'am? What's going to happen?
Huh?
Well, the zoo's still going to be here. It's not.
Oh, yeah, but this is a bad reputation. We all love the zoo. We've got beautiful animals here that we'd never see if we didn't have them. Have you been through the zoo at all?
Oh, many times. I love the zoo.
I do too. I don't even have grandchildren or children to come here. What am I fighting for it at my age? At 78, I'm fighting the whole world.
Hey, where are the elephants, man?
Oh, are you on Channel 9 News? Hello!
Hey, Mom, this is CNN. Ooh.
Where's the channel? I mean, the elephant.
Oh, they over there. You gotta go that way.
Oh, the elephants.
Hey, is it on? It's on?
Yeah, it's on.
Hell
Hello,
yeah.
What do you guys think about the elephant, the one that died?
It's dead.
They protested against it.
Yeah, they protesting outside. Go talk to them people outside.
Oh, I did.
Man, stop being a
I'm just
star.
asking you.
I'm the star
I'm
of
asking
this
you guys what
thing.
you think.
I think it's bad, man. They should get a new elephant.
Tell
Everyone in
Do you
Africa.
think they should have elephants in zoos or should leave them alone?
Leave them
Leave them
alone.
alone. Leave them alone. We should take hunters and kill them instead for killing elephants.
Sweet.
Yeah?
Put the camera a little bit this way. Take care of them.
What do you think they're going to...
Yeah, they should capture them for people to see them.
What do you think about it?
But they
It's like if
should.
someone
on
captured
TV.
you and put you
You're
in
on
a
TV.
cage.
But they should treat them right. Then what's the point of zoos? They should destroy the whole zoo.
Come
then.
Hollywood.
You think they
do
should?
that.
Well, they're not treating the animals right. Yeah.
I like animals.
I mean, you
I
know,
really
you
do.
figure you put an animal in a cage for its whole
They
life.
should kill all the hunters.
What
They
if someone
should
put
just
you
let
in a
them go in
cage
the
for your
wild.
life?
Well, sometimes they're endangered, so they're safer here.
Yeah,
than
they're
out
safer
there.
here. Some like.
Well, why don't we just protect the habitats that they live in?
Because
But why don't we try and
The
move them in
countries
the
don't
first
have
place?
Of a
the countries
poacher.
make money off that.
And
What?
a poacher.
The countries make money off that.
That's
And-
dumb. Why let them die here when they can
Some
die
people
at their own
kill the
homes?
elephants. And some
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Some people kill the
They still
animals
die. We gonna be on
without
TV.
having a license.
So what does this little girl
Channel
think?
10.
What do you think?
Are we gonna be on TV?
You're on TV.
I think
I like elephants.
What do you think?
What do you think about the elephant? That's
Channel 10.
that you have to treat nice the elephants and not treat them bad. So
Do you think
All
they should
right,
be in
that's the
zoos,
best
or you think they
answer.
should- Just trying to get some
getting
green
it, too.
grass. Yeah. Hey, one of those trunks could come in handy, huh? Ooh. Ouch, that must have hurt.
Like, that tastes pretty good. Let's try some now.
Yeah, it's worth the effort.
Oh, we're chewing on that log. Ah.
In the wild, they walk 20 to 25 miles a day, gathering food. There was a research done on the droppings of elephants over a 24-hour period. There were 64 different types of food that animal ingested. Here they get dry hay.
I know.
And
I
pellets,
saw,
you know.
I saw the little baby like stretching out. It fell down, trying to get some green grass over here.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's right. Sure.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Well, there's all the foliage for the people to look at, but if you look inside these cages, these prison cages, there's no foliage in there for them to play with or look at. It's all for humans.
Yeah. It's so lush here,
But not for the
except
animals.
inside the enclosure. You're right.
It's all window dressing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these elephants would love bamboo, but look where it is, where they can't reach it.
Right, the bamboo is out of their reach.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And
So-
it's one of their favorite foods.
Boston Zoo, for example.
if he falls, it won't look good. In Antarctica, the daddy penguin sits on an egg, while the mommy penguin waddles back to the ocean for food. Until she returns, he won't eat a thing. I bet he gets hungry.
Today there's talk about a gold rush on the riches of the South Pole. To prevent this environmental tragedy, Greenpeace is now working to have Antarctica declared the world's first world park. If this delicate ecosystem is disturbed, she may never return.
Greenpeace.
Before 1945, chemical farming was unheard of in America. Now it's a fact of life and death. Wise up, America. Support organic farming.
I'm Sharon Carson. My husband, Go Carson, is running for president.
You're running for president?
That's right.
Really? And what's your, on what?
It's the Blues Party ticket. We are strictly write-in. You write us in on election day. What we are for is getting the money back. That's our slogan. We want our money back. We want $100,000 for every citizen over the age of 21. We want to shut the government down and audit it the way it's been auditing us. We want to take care of the planet. We want to shut down anything that is polluting. It will have no economic impact because everybody will have their money back.
I see. So how are you getting your word out?
Well, we're here at Earth Day. We've been campaigning in Texas. We're out on the Outlaw Music Network. Willie Nelson has come to my aid. He's a supporter. He's given me his support. He put the Vote Goat bumper sticker on his bus, his tour bus. And they've been wearing the Vote Goat t-shirts all over Europe for their tour. And, oh, we'll get the logo.
Goat. And what does the goat represent?
The goat represents the way they treat us. They want to feed us trash and they expect milk and butter. And it's a performing name I've used since I was about 16 years old. I made it up for Go On and Try.
So you have been working on this idea for a long time?
Yes, I have been. I've been performing for a while. At first, it was all very radical because I just could see no solution, and then I finally decided, hey, we the people, we're the solution. Of course I can't see the solution. I'm not looking in the right spot. I was out also at the Eco Expo presenting my plan to put all sewer sludge and organic sludges down into the dry oil wells. This will accomplish several things. It will give us a natural gas while we're putting it in there. It will also get the rest of the oil out, and it will replenish the oil supply so we can quit worrying about an oil shortage and having no oil. And that will take the economic leverage out of the Mideast crisis, which is basically a domestic dispute. These are all the children of Abraham. And the way I see it is that these are brothers. And these brothers need to sit down and talk. And their father would want them to do that. Their father would not like them to continue cutting each other's throats and pushing each other around. Palestinians, in my opinion, are very similar to the native peoples all over the world, the people of the land. When people came in and claimed land, they claimed the people. I don't think that's right. I think that all native people should have national recognition. They should be represented at the United Nations, the Cherokee Nation, the Indians of the Amazon. That's their land.
My name is Rita Bartlett, Rita Marie Bartlett, court reporter. I'm also a small-time producer. Who do I think should be president of the United States? Well, actually, I don't think there should be a president. I have a feeling that what we should do is get 2 people out of every race, creed that exists on this planet, and 2 of those people from every aspect of life should sit in a group and they should make the decisions for the world. And I think that we should have a Star Search spokesmodel get on the screen once every 2 weeks, and she should politely tell the world of its state of affairs and the new rules that we have made. And I think they should have drug tests once every 2 weeks, and I think they should have lie detector tests at least once a month, and I think their phones should be tapped. And I think that's what I think.
My name is Harriet Katz. I'm a writer. And when asked who do I think should be president of the United States, I find myself wanting to come up with someone who's a household word so that everyone could identify with them, and someone who's done something really progressive, it's kind of a progressive hero, and someone who's not in politics and not in entertainment or sports, because that's where so many of our household word people come from. And with those categories, I found it was really hard to think of anybody, which was very shocking until I realized that our culture and the media keeps local heroes who fight progressive causes out of the limelight and keeps them from becoming national celebrities or household words. I did think of a couple, Gloria Steinem, Ralph Nader, Rosa Parks, but for the most part, these people were much better known several years ago than they are today. They're out there, people like them are out there, but we don't get to know about it. I'm sure we would all agree that anyone like that would be a great president.
My name is Greta Hamilton. I'm from Los Angeles, and I think we are in very serious trouble politically, economically, environmentally, and spiritually. And I think there's only one person that can pull us out of this trouble. I don't think we need a politician. We certainly don't need a celebrity. We need a saint, Mother Teresa. I cast my vote for Mother Teresa.
It's called a hammer dulcimer.
Hammer what?
Hammer dulcimer.
Where is it from?
It's originally from Persia, but it was brought back at the time of the Crusades.
Originally from Arabic.
From Persian.
Persian or Arabian?
Qanun or...
oh, this is Qanun. Where are you
like
from? Turkish?
No, I'm from the United States, but I've spent a lot of time in Scotland and England.
He looks like me when he's speaking.
No, it comes from Santur or Qanun. Either Santur or
that's
Qanun.
right.
Yeah.
Santur or
Persian
Qanun.
or
Yeah,
Arabic
right.
instruments. Please take my card.
Oh,
it has
okay.
the English name down there at the bottom.
Oh, good. Thank you. It's beautiful sound.
I'll play you another piece. Here's one that I wrote for this instrument.
What's this? This is the plastic or wood?
It's wood. I made these.
Oh.
This is a piece
You
called...
made it by your taste or just
Yeah.
supposed to be like this?
Yeah, I just made it to my specifications.
But it's not supposed to be like this.
Oh, it can be any way you like, just so long as it works.
And we're trying to really break out into new ground here with it's called Camnet, the Camcorder network, and it's all like the 90s camcorder generated imagery. And we have come up with this deal with this cable network where we're broadcasting 24 hours a day, 2 weeks out of every month, and they are letting us sell advertising. So rather than being under the wing of PBS and
There's always new commercials, and the commercials are more, you watch more commercials than a show. And it's like, once I was at a friend's house and I'm like, I wish you could fast forward the commercials.
I know, there's like 20 minutes of commercials and like 10 minutes of programs. So it's really annoying because, you know, you're at this really good part of a TV show and it cuts to a really stupid or something, you know? Like zestfully clean or something. Yeah. You know, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
That was great, Hector. I love that. Well, can we come and talk to you sometime at your house or something about bagpipes?
Sure, you betcha.
When's a good time for you?
Almost anytime. I'm retired. All I do is play hockey.
Are you in the phone book? Or?
Yes, I'm still a member of the bar.
Of the what?
Of the bar.
Of the bar, yeah, right.
I'm retired. My phone number and address.
And what's your last name?
Smith.
Oh,
Mac Smith.
Excuse me, Hector. We got room on the bus for 4?
Yes, go. I told him to be here. Yes, you bet.
Okay, well, I'll give you a call.
Good.
And we'll
play some more hockey.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I'll see you Friday anyway.
When you're playing bagpipes properly, your fingers should look like a bunch of bananas flopping because they're straight, you see? Now, on the other hand, the left is played in a more comfortable stance to start with because you're playing on the sensitive parts of the
And you just play the upper 3 fingers.
Yeah, you don't use your pinky.
Do you have a hole in the back
yes,
here, too?
Yeah.
Is that a register hole?
Like no, you can register, but you're not supposed to. You don't register in bagpipes. You go astronomically high.
So the range is fairly limited.
Yeah. Only 9 notes.
Really?
That's all, yeah.
So can you show me how to play the bagpipe?
Oh, I could, yeah. Here's another one for you. Blow that one, see if there's a reed in it. There you go. One of them sit down here. I'll show you exactly what I do with a student. Usually start the student out on the left hand and just tell him to grab onto the bagpipes, this practice center by the sole. This is called the sole, S-O-L-E. This is the chanter. Chanter, French verb meaning to sing. This is a ferrule, it's mainly decorative. This is the barrel and this is a mouthpiece. This mouthpiece material is not made of the African blackwood. It's made out of a vulcanite material.
But this is here.
Yeah, that is a solid.
So this looks like an old one here.
It is. That one came from Ireland about 100 years ago.
Oh.
See? Now, like so. And grab one like so. Rotate your thumb. Your thumb does not stand on it like a clarinet or a saxophone because you don't use a register key. So it's rotated and put on so that the point of contact is at the base of the nail, rotated slightly. You see? Yeah, like that. Now your fingers come on and they go straight. Now don't play on the tips of the fingers, lay them on flat. There you go. Now blow that thing in and lift your... No, you're not covering one of the holes. Lift your ring finger. Blow. Lift the next finger. Lift the next one. Come on back down now. Are you sure he didn't smoke in his young age? No, you can see that it does take some wind.
Kind of lilting melody.
Yeah, like this. Takes air. Now, the squeaking is caused by not covering the hole. I think you're registering up here.
I think there's something wrong with the reed.
It could be. It could be. It could very well be. Blow harder. There you go.
How about tell me your Kennedy story?
Oh, when President Kennedy was a senator, he was campaigning, and I had a trial going in district court, and Judge Levy, who is now on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, I asked if I could have a few minutes to play for the senator campaigning. And,
This was when he was campaigning for president.
Yeah. And Judge Levy was a staunch Republican, but he relented it and allowed that I could play. So another member of the pipe band, Phil White, and I greeted the senator on the courthouse steps, you see, we were playing for him. And we had known that when he was in England with his father, when his father was ambassador to Great Britain, that he'd taken some bagpipe lessons.
Oh,
so
really?
That he was knowledgeable about bagpipes. So we played a couple of tunes, and the senator spotted us, and he got a real glint in his eye, and he came right over to us, and he asked me, I was wearing my pipe major's badges, so he knew which of us was the hot shot.
He read the insignia.
Yeah, right. And he said, would you play Lord Alexander Kennedy? It's a very famous, and I might add, very difficult professional competition too. And he had a little kind of glint in his eye, so I said, sure. He kind of looked at me, and I cranked it up, and it's 6 parts, it's long. And I finished, he said, that was very good. He says, not many people play that, is there? Great fun. But there's a mischievous twinkle in his eye.
He was challenging you.
Exactly.
Can you still play that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Let's hear a little bit
It's
of
a
that.
great piece. Let's see. Yeah, and that goes on for 4 more parts. See, they're augmentations of those first 2, variations of them. But he knew what he was doing. It was great fun.
And then you played for Reagan too, right?
Yes, at his first inauguration. That picture on the wall there is of the Oregon National Guard pipe band playing down Washington Avenue.
Now, do you do that too?
Oh, yes.
In addition to this one, you still do that?
Yes, I'm a sergeant in that band. I'm very rarely called upon to do much. Because
Well,
this
does the band rehearse and practice? And...
Oh, yeah, from time to time.
Yes. Good to see you, Hector.
You betcha.
See you back on the ice.
Oh,
Thank you, Hector.
Hey, you bet.
Let me get out here.
This pipe world, it's just a different world. You must love having it right here in your house too.
This is called the Piper's Cave.
The Piper's Cave. A visit to the Piper's Cave.
Yeah.
Now it's just like back out in the real world,
Yeah.
you know, with washers and dryers and hot water heaters.
In the basement, you know.
Yeah. And in there, it's like you're transported into a different century. I think that's good. I like the idea. It's sort of like, you know, down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's got that old country Scots-Irish
It does,
sort
with
of
all
mystique.
the old wood and everything there. It
Mystique.
really is. It's a good atmosphere for it. Later, dude.
See ya.
Oh my
Nice
God!
to
Look
meet you.
at this hockey. This is from your kids, huh?
No.
This is just all the sticks you broke.
No, not me. I collect them. See, I'm building a swinging door out of it.
Oh, are you? What a great idea.
See, I'm gonna.
And that's for the. You got another room up there with all your hockey memorabilia.
I'm gonna put the door here. It's gonna
Oh,
be
that'll be great.
Bar door. Big on a hockey.
I like that. Well, if I ever break one, I'll give it to you.
Can you believe that the President of the United States and this present administration, this immoral administration, began trading with the People's Republic of China only months after the students were shot down on Tiananmen Square? This government represses democratic movements around the world. All they care about is money. All they care about is their profit. All this government cares about is greed.
My name is Pamela Selwyn. I'm a historian and a translator. And I think what we need is not a president, but a parliamentary system with proportional representation so that not only the Democrats and the Republicans can send people to the Congress and the Senate, so that we can have a wider range of issues, lesbian and gay issues, women's issues, poor people's issues, represented in the government, which is not the case now, where only rich white men get to run the government. And I think that we're going to continue that until we have a different political system.
Great answer.
All right?
We're here. We're fabulous. Get used to it. We're here. We're queer. We're fabulous. Get used to it. We're here.
Oh, hey, excuse me. I gotta go. Oh, my name is Raphael Timothy Cosby. I'm a graduate from Georgetown University, now attending UCLA on the 26th. The people I think should be president are my friends. Secretary of Defense, President of the United States. The reason why? Friends don't screw you around like most of the presidents do. Friends are there when you need them at all times, especially when they have morals, principles, and values that they live by. Your friends are unlike anybody else in the world, and most presidents should learn to be a friend to their country and stop selling us out, if you know what I mean. And the most important thing for all presidents to remember is the man is only rich by the things that he can afford to let go and not do, like destroy the environment, raise taxes, and turn his back on his own people and sell us out like they always have in the past. So my friends have a heart. They believe in me and everybody else that can be a friend to them. But until the President of the United States can do that, then we'll still keep looking for a new one.
I'm Alex Coburn. I write a column for The Nation for a number of newspapers like the LA Times, alternative papers like the great Anderson Valley Advertiser in these times.
Okay, let's get into Bill Clinton. What's the story with this guy?
It's funny that it's all about death. I mean, the people look at Tsongas and wonder if he's going to die, whether he really recovered from cancer. And then they look at Clinton, wonder whether he's going to basically die in the fall because, you know, this heavy baggage he's carrying. Now, the newspapers, the press, have kind of called it a day. I speak, you know, the vantage point of, let's say, March, but they seem to have suspended operations on the sex allegations. But, and indeed many papers say the unsubstantiated allegations, but they're not unsubstantiated, they're totally substantiated. Must be one of the most substantiated love affairs in the history of the world. I mean, there weren't actually photographs of them doing it, but I mean, short of that, there's everything. And it's also been substantiated that he did get her a job on the state payroll, which is what brought down, if anyone remembers, Wayne Hayes, I think. Wayne Hayes put his girlfriend on the state payroll. Can't remember her name now, but...
Is Wayne Hayes the one whose girlfriend fell into the tidal pool?
No, that was the other one. That was Fanny Fox, wasn't it? Who used to go out with the Wilbur Mills.
Wilbur Mills, right.
Yeah, the tidal basin. But no, Wayne Hayes, Elizabeth something or other, I think it was. Anyway, he got her a job on the payroll, and that was what did him in. Because people say, I don't mind what they do as long as they don't frighten the horses, but when it comes to the state payroll, that's a no-no. Well, it's very clear that Clinton got Jennifer a job on the state payroll. So that's lying around. I don't know. Someone said Bush got one of his girlfriends a job in the overseas service, so maybe it'll be a wash. The draft, another problem. Well, they've got, of course, in the fall, you've got Quayle. So maybe there'll be a balance off there. The Republicans won't like to bring up Clinton because you've got Quayle. But I'm not so sure that really works out, because Clinton used these phrases like, I hate the war, and I'm only going to go forward and try and join the armed services, which he knew he wasn't by that point, actually. By that point, he knew he was safe because he had the high lottery number and all that. But he said to this guy he wrote the letter to, because of political reasons, I'm going to go in for the draft. Now, that allows people who, if he just said, I hate the war, I'm going to be a war resistor, and go and fight against the imperialist war, they'd all, of course, say that he couldn't possibly be fit to be president, and he was a traitor and stabbed America in the back. But this letter of his allows them to say, well, if he'd said that he just hated the war, I'd have forgiven him, which, of course, they wouldn't. But now that he's a hypocrite and he's just doing this, he's a flawed character.
But what do you think it reflects some kind of calculation on his part at the time?
Of course he does.
He was a Rhodes Scholar, that he already had political ambitions?
Yeah. 23-year-old? You've met a lot of ambitious 23-year-olds. He obviously was thinking about his career. I mean, people when they're 23, they can think about their careers. It wasn't so difficult. He thought, he was only another, 8 years, and he was governor of the state of Arkansas. So I think that'll be a problem for him. And then he has all this problem with, this Mena Airport in Arkansas, which was a center of international drug running, and there were a lot of investigations, and it really looks as though Clinton blocked all these investigations. And indeed, there's some questions about whether money was washed from the drug flights was washed through the state finance system. There's been some speculation about that. But I don't know if the Republicans would want to get into that, because you've got the matter of Bush and the Contra drugs. And in fact, many of the people, Oliver North and Rodriguez, were associated with these operations being run out of Arkansas. So I doubt they want to get into that. So I don't know how vulnerable Clinton really is on all these various...
He's vulnerable in places exactly where he can't be vulnerable because of...
Well, he's another, a lot of the problems that Bush has, questions about drugs, and then there's Clinton's relationship with BCCI. The funding, some of the funding for his campaign came from this guy, Stevens, who was the person who, financier in Little Rock, who invited BCCI into the country. So there's that. But none of this really is stuff I think that a Republican is necessarily going to bring up.
So how appealing do you think Clinton is? How do you read him as a handsome...
I don't think he's handsome. He looks like a bicycle tire that's been blown up. Sort of southern frat kid with a shiny skin. What's so handsome about him?
I'm
they keep saying he's handsome.
As a representative of the American electorate, though, Alex.
Well, I don't know. Well, Hillary Clinton, she's not so bad. I kind of like Hillary. She's pretty competent.
By the way, Mary and I, we have Hillary dolls, which a friend of ours in Arkansas made. And they have little blonde hair and T-shirts, and on the front it says, heck, if you don't like him, then don't vote for him. That's pure Hillary.
Hillary Clinton for president.
She is absolutely brilliant. Bill is absolutely brilliant. Guido Calabresi, the dean of Yale Law School, waxes eloquent about Hillary Clinton without very much prodding at all. I can honestly say that I've met a lot of terrifically impressive people in my lifetime she is probably the most impressive person I've met. That also means that I cannot imagine her married to anyone other than Bill Clinton. They are two whole, complete people who have come together, and neither of them diminishes the other in any respect. I think often in a marriage someone takes from someone else, but they're two wholes, and I think that's what makes their marriage so unique. The media have missed the big story about their relationship, and that is that they really are a love story. And I don't know anyone, people are so surprised when I say that, but I don't know anyone who knows them personally who doesn't think that. They are each other's biggest fans. They are intertwined on every level, personally, professionally, as parents, as lovers, as best friends, as advisors. I've heard Bill say, 100 times, I can't wait to get home and tell Hillary this. I cannot imagine either of them married to anyone else. I don't know anyone who knows them well who doesn't think that this is a marriage that is forever and they'll be together whether he's president or not.
So how about...
Final interview.
See you tomorrow.
You leaving?
Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Okay. All right.
Going to sleep.
You might try it some night.
Huh? Yeah, I will.
Try that some night.
I will. I was just going to ask. Oh, I know. I was going to talk to you about Ken Kaiser.
You want me to wait?
Nah, it's
I'll be glad to.
Aren't you tired? Why don't you go lay down in my dressing room? Don't wait. Go home. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'll wait for you if you want.
I'll talk
How long
to you
are you
tomorrow.
going to wait?
How long
5
do you
minutes,
think? 5 or
3
10
minutes? I don't know.
About 10 minutes.
Am I first in line?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have nothing else.
Oh, that's nice. So I don't know, Hillary for Attorney General?
Well, I'm certainly not authorized to say anything about that, and I don't know that answer for sure. I know that Bill has said publicly that he would not rule out having her in his cabinet. Everybody I talk to who is eminently qualified in the profession of law feels that Hillary is certainly one of the most qualified people in the United States to be Attorney General. She just happens to be married to a guy running for president. I don't know that that would come about. I know that she would be probably the greatest First Lady since Eleanor Roosevelt, and maybe ever. There's nobody like her. There's nobody as prepared as she is to do the things she plans to do, and I think, this country could not be better represented.
You go out, you go into the world, and you see it's just set up. It's a man's world. The whole world has been developed. It's like, And then as a woman, you're like, should I try to fit in? Should I be like a man? Should I not be like a man and be a woman and try to change it to a woman's world? Are men and women really different? I mean, the issues of early feminism were really clear. It's just like, we're just as good, we can be better, we can be the same, we can overtake, and this is how I grew up, And then you come into the revisionist, like maybe it's not so good the way it is, we should change it, but are women really different? How are we different? And this is the phase we're in now, or at least the phase that I feel I'm in, and many other women are in too. And the First Lady campaign is part of that because, had it been the 80s, I would have just run for president, But now that it's the 90s, and it's like, having to do a very dangerous move here. Oh, here we did it. Now that it's the 90s, I'm like not feeling like I want to fit in so much. I want to change it, so I'm like running. So that's why I run for First Lady instead of the presidency. That's why, I stopped wearing men's suits because I was like, maybe I don't want to adapt this much. Even though I looked a lot better in those suits than men did, I must say. And they were nice. They were green. They weren't blue, and I didn't wear a little red tie. So, but I don't know the whole man's world thing. Even look at language. Okay, why do we call it menopause instead of women-o-stop? I ask you that.
Women-o-stop, right?
Women-o-stop. Why menopause? Well, the reason is because the menses and the moon, or some linguistic thing, but something we don't think of in our daily lives.
My name is Susan. I work down the street at the coffee shop here in Hollywood, and I believe the next president of the United States should be Anne Archie. I mean, the place is messed up anyway. She might as well be the next president. She is the solvent that will dissolve the glue that is keeping this morally corrupt society together.
On June 1st, 1992, world leaders from almost every nation on the planet will converge on Rio de Janeiro for the first ever Earth Summit. Held by the United Nations, these leaders will sign treaties that will determine the future of our global environment. At stake is the entire human race. Problem is, our own president may not participate. The only way of assuring that he will attend is for him to know that he has the full support of the American people now.
Call 1-800-LEAD-RIO.
No, it's not really my line, but I think he's got something here. You know, definitely a special skill for the future. I would say definitely 21st century is on its way with this kind of thing.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yay.
But you said the future. The future is now.
This is a condom.
It is a simple and inexpensive device.
When it is worn by boys and men during sexual activities, it can help to prevent sexually transmitted diseases such as VD, gonorrhea, and AIDS.
It will also help to prevent unwanted pregnancies.
These are some facts that many people would rather you were not told about.
So don't wait to be told. Find out more for yourself.
I would actually put, if I was First Lady, there would be a science station, there would be a structure station, there would be stations on all the really important things that we need to learn. I don't even think they teach the important subjects at school. Reading, writing, and arithmetic, it's not the right way of organizing it anymore. There needs to be reading and numbers, but then there needs to be structure, and what's structure about? And then there needs to be the world, and geography is so important, but place. Then we need to organize by bigger thought. Our subjects would need to be bigger because there's too much little stuff to learn. So you need to understand the big concepts and then learn little ideas. And we could have a TV station devoted to each of the individual ideas. It could be running for free. We could have great college professors doing lectures on TV for free. It'd be so much fun to watch. But we don't have that.
My name is Julie Harding. I'm a legal secretary, and I'm also a bridge tournament referee. And I think that Frank Zappa should be president because he can carry a tune and he eats his broccoli.
Hi, my name's Chick Ciccarelli, and I'm an art director, and I think that Lee Clow from Chiat Day Advertising should be president. Why? Well, number one, he surfs, and he surfs, and he's the creative director, and I think that he could treat the whole entire country like a gigantic advertising campaign. He could just sell out the country, you know? We're doing that anyways. What difference does it make?
My name is Christopher Grant, and I am 7 years old, and I don't know who should be president. I'm going to school. I'm trying to learn. I don't know who think should be president. Thank you.
Here's the media. The media. I remember I went to the second debate in New Hampshire, and there was the Brown and Kerry and Clinton and Harkin. These names have long since disappeared from human memory, I know. And Tsongas, someone else whose name I forget. Maybe there wasn't. And Cokie Roberts.
From NPR.
Cokie Roberts was in the chair, and she said, "Now we're going to come to crime." So they all straightened up in their chairs. And she said, in New York recently, a small boy on his way to school was abducted and sodomized by a paroled child offender who was HIV positive. Now I'm going to ask you, all of you, one by one, would you have paroled this man? How about that? This is allegedly a liberal broadcaster.
Oh my God.
Now the only candidate...
And you were in the audience to see this?
Well, we were watching it with all the media people. The only candidate who had and I gave him tremendous credit for this, who rejected the terms of the question. Of course, they all said, no, I would not have paroled this man. No, I'm not in favor of 9-year-old boys being sodomized by HIV-positive people. Brown said, I reject the terms of the question.
Yeah.
He said,
that's what's great about Brown, too, is he really has, he has a core that he can go back to, and in spite of his machine politics childhood, there's an integrity there that resonates, you know, at the right times, it seems to me. Even, you know,
well, Brown, it's not a great thing to us that a candidate like Brown then said, I reject the terms of the question. It's the questions like that that have, you know, contributed to erosion of civil liberties. And I saw Cokie Roberts in a coffee shop the next day, a Harkin event, and I said, you know, don't you think you have a little responsibility to try and frame things a little better? And she said, well, if you think that, then why don't you ask the question?
Okay, good.
All right.
So are you going to go to the convention?
Oh, yeah, probably. I don't know, yeah, I guess.